Hey guys, so I've got a bit of a different setup today. I thought I'd bring this downstairs where we've got our Christmas decorations up, got my little vaguely dying poinsettia and all my other plants behind me. I'm really sorry about the lighting. I was going to use my normal light, but I just can't find a plug close enough, which is very frustrating. However, all of that aside, happy Christmas, we're really close now. I'm finally doing my November reading wrap up. I've got a bit of a cold, which I'm sure you can hear, so I'm just gonna kind of try and blast my way through this. It hopefully won't be too long because I only read 4 books last month, but they were all really, really good, so it was a good month. So my only Kindle book of the month was Flights by Olga Tocarczuk. Just try not to get too much glare on that. So my only Kindle book of the month was Flights by Olga Tocarczuk. I've probably butchered that, but I'm sure you can see it on the screen, hopefully, if there's no glare. So this is a book way out of my comfort zone. It was a book all about travel, which I'm sure you can tell by the title, and quite a kind of modernist book in its setup, really. It takes you through various different journeys, not all of them actual like flights in the air, but different kind of travels. The chapters are quite short. There's some that are a bit longer, but some that are very short, like just a page or two, and they all kind of seamlessly, all these different journeys join together to make the whole book. And it kind of reminded me, you know, when you have those dreams where you're walking through your house and all of a sudden you open the door and you're in a meadow or something like that. The way that these stories joined together was a bit like that, in this kind of like dreamy state where there was a small link and then you were in a completely different place or a completely different story. And the stories really varied. Most of them were all about people and following a person's travels. One whole section of the book was following the journey of some preserved organs of a person and the people that looked after these organs as they travelled. So it was really interesting. I've given it 3 stars because there were some bits that were for me just a bit dry, but it took you across like a range of different places, different cultures, different kinds of people, and it was just really quite an interesting read. So I read 3 actual books this month, which isn't too many, but not too little. November was busy and December's shaping up to be a bit hectic, so I don't think there's going to be masses for December. Having said that, there's that bit between Christmas and New Year where you do nothing and it's going to be bliss. So first up is So Lucky by Dawn O'Porter. This was sent to me to talk about on Instagram, so it wasn't sponsored for this or anything like that, and it was just gifted. But I got a proof copy to do a read along with, and it was really interesting. Again, this is something that's a bit outside of my comfort zone. It was quite chick litty, which I haven't really read much good chick lit in a couple of years. So it followed the story of 3 women living in our modern world, and it kind of talked about all taboo subjects that came up in their lives. So it talked about postpartum bodies, it talked about postpartum depression, breastfeeding in a like not glorified way, the difficulties that come with it. So it talks about female body hair, female orgasms, the female sex drive, issues within marriage. It talks about extramarital sex, aka cheating on your partner, and it was really sensitive, but at the same time managed to be really funny. So I've given this 5 stars. I loved it and I would really recommend it. I've not read anything else that the author's written before, so I'm going to, hopefully in 2020, get my hands on another one of her books. Oh, right. Next up I read The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. This was the same, again, I was gifted this to talk about on Instagram. It was a busy month for that kind of thing. In November I don't usually get sent very many books or anything at all, so it was really nice to have some new books to read, and I very rarely read like new releases, so yeah, it's been very exciting. This is a crime drama murder mystery book, which is way more up my street. It kind of, yeah, I'm very tempted to try and read some Agatha Christie next year because I think I might like it. I've read a lot of like thrillers and crime dramas over this year and I've really enjoyed all of them. This one basically follows the story of a group of friends who go away to the Scottish Highlands for New Year's Eve to have a party, and they were old university friends who basically meet up once a year, and one of them turns up dead. And the reader doesn't know who the victim is until quite late on in the book, which I think actually really made it a lot better, because not only were you trying to guess who could have murdered somebody, but you were trying to guess who was actually murdered. I did guess who it was a little bit early, as in who got killed, but I didn't guess the killer until right at the moment where everything came to a head. It was really good at taking you down loads of twists and turns. You had lots of different character perspectives, which I love, and I've given this one 5 stars as well. And I think this would be a really good read to like cozy up with in that period between Christmas and New Year, because you can kind of follow along with the timeline as it happens in the book. And then my last read was Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus. I read One of Us is Lying last year and I really, really loved it. I'm very excited for her. I think it's One of Us is Next is her 3rd book. I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't have 3 in the title, but I'm going to live with it. Two of Us is Lying is all about 2 twins, Ellery and Ezra, who go back to the town Echo Ridge that their mum grew up in. Ellery's a massive true crime fan, and Echo Ridge is the place that her auntie went missing as a teenager, and there are also another couple of murders of prom queen high school girls, and she basically ends up wrapped up in the mystery trying to find out who killed these girls, and I really didn't guess who it was. I really enjoyed the addition of her being this true crime fan. I listened to a lot of the My Favourite Murder podcast, so I was very excited to see that. And it was just a really good YA crime drama with a bit of romance thrown in. I really like McManus's writing, and it was just it wasn't too long a book. It was definitely a great comfort kind of easy read that actually kept me I was like, one more chapter, I just want to find out who did it. So I really, really would recommend it. And that's it. I feel like I've really whizzed through this, which usually I feel like I've banged on for about 17 years. So I'm hoping I didn't speak too fast and that you enjoyed this. I'm really pleased with the books I read this month. December's not so good so far, but let me know what books you read last month and if you've got anything that you would really recommend from it as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.